Hey guys, so I've been hearing like a reprint or restock rumor specifically for temporal forces. I first heard this when I saw this video on Anon TCG. I actually don't usually watch this channel. Not that like I think it's bad or anything, but like there's just other channels I like, and I don't have all the time in the world to just watch every channel. But I noticed that like I clicked on this because I was like, wait, what are you talking about? I didn't hear anything about this because I'll watch other channels like Nostalgianomics, Alpha Investments, PokeNE. They all have distribution access or connections with other people like Pokemart USA, Pokeplumber. Like they have connections, so they can like get actual contact distribution. That's something I don't have. I don't have any distribution access, and the benefit of distribution access is that it lets you know like what's coming, and that'll affect market changes. Like if you knew with 100% certainty that Pokemon suddenly reprinted like 2 million boxes of Surging Sparks, like the price is gonna crash like tomorrow. And so you can get ahead of that. You would sell your Surging Sparks or whatever. Or if you knew that there was a actual lost short supply, you would hold on to your Surging Sparks and wait for it to like appreciate. So with this one, so this is my take on it. So I don't want to cause a lot of like controversy or anything. I just want to give you my take on it because I do have a lot of Pokemon Center stock data, and I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. So in the video, I first noticed like these screenshots, and these look like the screenshots from Discord I use for Notify, and this is exactly how I get the stock data. I will like I just use like a simple function like I use, and I get this the URL link. It tells me the current range over here. This is the most important part that I care about. So normally what you'll see sometimes when there's a lot of stock, it'll say I'm gonna say supposedly 20,000 plus. I don't 100% know this works, but based on my experience of collecting stock data, this is kind of what I've like derived from it. And all of a sudden it reached to 1492 to 1499. So I saw this too, and I was excited. I wanted to make a video on it. It happened on January 10th. I was tracking from January 3rd, and then January like 6th. I was kind of just tracking as a joke. I was just like, yeah, whatever. There's so much. Wow, I'm so surprised so much. I was like, whoa, and I saw this jump, and I was like, whoa, did they just did they sell 5,000? Did they whatever? And so I was like, okay, let's wait a day and just see what happens. So I waited like it's what, January 15th. I waited. Stock goes down about 50 boxes. I'm like, okay, demand isn't that high, and then it goes down that. So like it's not like crazy numbers or anything. It didn't even go down the last 2 days or the last day. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't seem like someone just bought a ton of temporal forces, especially when the market price it's about the same price. So there's not really any like need to buy it, and I think it was like a little cheaper on market, like CG Player some days. So it just didn't really make sense to buy for Pokemon Center. But like what else do I have experience with? So I've seen this before, and since I don't know exactly how the programming works, this is just sort of my guesses a little bit on this. So my guess is that here's what I do know. So another thing that just transitioned from 20,000 to about 15,000, like this 15,000 is a kind of key number to me, is Astral Radius Pokemon Center ETBs, which I have up here. So it had the same thing. I was tracking to 20,000, and then finally on the 11th it switched to, actually is that like the same exact date? Let me just go down. So this changed on the 10th, and this changed on the 11th. That might have something to do with it, but let's not go there yet. So it changes to just below 14,000. So like I'm getting suspicious. Like, is it a 15,000 number? And I think it is, because temporal forces just dropped to barely below 15,000, and like the demand is so little that like, you can see that it's like it feels like someone just barely bought enough of it, because people are still probably buying temporal forces. Some people just like buying Pokemon Center, and they're like, well, it's a MSRP, I should get it. Like there's gonna be some people like that who do that. But yeah, for Astral Radiance, I see a much bigger amount being bought each day, and I made videos on that. So this goes from 20,000 to 14 to like 500 sold, 1,000 something sold, another 1,000 sold. So this is more extreme. So I'm not seeing out temporal forces, but I do see the very obvious 20,000 plus mark to 14,000. And the only reason I put 20,000 plus there is because, as shown in the video, like that's what the Discord tells me. Discord says 20,000 plus. But I know that I've seen other behavior on the API that it's used that like the numbers are a little weird. Like there are ranges, and sometimes the differences are kind of the same, and so I can tell that there's still like kind of estimates. Um, for example, like I have like differences over here. Like at some point, a bunch of these products had supposed differences because I just put the upper range here of 59. So like there's some sort of like regularity to the amount like that it sends you, and like it's still good enough. Like it'll still give you like good amount of price increases, but like, you won't know exactly the exact number and exactly when it'll sell. Like you'll have a range, which is kind of all you need because Pokemon Center always sells at the same price. You just have to buy before it sells out. But yeah, this is like I know this because I spent hours on this spreadsheet. Like it's it's not exactly fun, but you know it's nice, and you guys get value out of it. A difference though is that I don't have it here anymore because I delete the row. Like I have some rows that look like it here. So out of stock. That won't show. Okay, so literally today. Let me find one. Okay, so right there. So when something transitions from like low stock to usually, I'm gonna say usually low stock, most commonly low stock to out of stock, I put that down. So literally for today, I've already done my Pokemon Center stock video, and it went from 55 to out of stock, like, and 115 to one stock, and I expected that because I've been tracking the data for the last few days. It's like, okay, it's steadily going down. People are actually buying it. Like other things have low stock and they're not selling, so it doesn't matter. But like these products I specifically tracked because I knew that they were going down. So like that's what I commonly see. So when I make videos saying, oh, Astral Radiance is gonna sell in 2 weeks, Vivid Voltage is gonna sell in 2 weeks, like it's from just like calculations. Like I just do the basic calculation of I take the difference, and then I divide, like, you know, if there's like for this like Astral Radiance specifically, like there's 10,000 the last time I checked, you know, obviously it's still a proxy number, divided by the 1,000 sold, and I get this number. And like so a lot of the times the Pokemon Center, a lot of the times the selling's kind of consistent-ish, and I know that because I've just taken a lot of data. Like it's not usually that one product gets just a lot bought one day and not again. Like that happens every now and then, but that'll usually happen more for some one-off products, like some collection box or something, and not usually more for mainline items like booster boxes, booster bundles, whatever. Especially booster boxes. Okay, now the data I don't have anymore, I'd have to like go through the history of my spreadsheet, which I really don't want to do. But so you have to just take my word on it. Is that one of the things I got really excited about? I made a video on this. So if you want to check it out, I'll tell you which video it is. So I do have the data there. So if you want to confirm it, it's base, if I can find it. Base. Yeah. Okay. So it was 6 days ago. Let me just my video.
Hey guys, I am making.
Okay, so all right, here it is. All right, so yeah, this is my own video. Like this is the day I took. So this is what the spreadsheet looked like. This was on whatever this video was posted. So that's about 6 days ago. So January 8th. So this was the weird one I saw. The weird one I saw was these two. These are the outliers. But this is my experience because I collect Pokemon stock data videos. First one was it went from 20,000 to selling out of stock. I have noticed more with the seed packs or the booster packs. It seems like sometimes they're quote unquote lies. Like I don't know if these are actually moved products, but like this is some. So in this case, this is what I would see more as something where they did move the product. Or more obviously, because like how do you go from 20,000 to whatever? So like this seems either like they moved the products to some other place, or they there's this glitch in the system, because I'm trying to account for the different variables. Like a lot of this stuff, like we're getting data based on like imprecise things, like does Pokemon Center update their data? Like do they have some lazy methods? Do they update like every day, every week? I feel like for a lot of the 20,000 things, like there's like they might not update in time, or they just have a lazy 20,000, or what they send back to us, the people who are trying to get the data, is like a lazy 20,000, but they didn't do that if it surpasses 15,000. So I'm not really sure. But like this was a different case because it's only shot from like a high number to out of stock, versus for temporal forces and astral radiance, it shot from 20,000 to 15,000. So this is where it's like it's still possible that this is a sort of restock reprint situation, but it's like I haven't heard anything, and like same thing with the comment, like the sources I go to, like Pokey Any over here, he's like, I'm a little confused about the source because my distros haven't heard of people any of this. So let me just go back to like what is said in the video, because I did watch it once. I at 2 times speed because I'm that sort of person, so like I might get the details wrong, but like it was like saying, he's like, I heard from distributors that they're very excited about restock or whatever, and I was like, okay, so did you hear that it was temporal forces or surging sparks? Because I'm speculating too, but like I just want to, because some people have confirmed stuff and some people have other things. It was like, it didn't seem like it was 100% confirmed it was temporal forces. It's just they were excited about something and they couldn't give the details. And so like I feel like he got excited the same way I got excited when I saw the number change from 20,000 to like 15,000. And so I think some of that is the possibly what's happening, and I think that possibly temporal forces hasn't had a restock reprint. Like he does logical things like I would do, like it's like, if you know the data, you can always make explanations of it. Like it's something that's already happened. It's like, well, temporal forces, it seemed like there wasn't enough. Like I've heard of that too. Like Nostalgianomics has said, like whenever he buys from people, like he'll buy collections from people, he's like, a lot of them don't have temporal forces. It seems like there's just not as much around. And I experienced the same thing. When I look for deals and stuff, I was like, I could buy Paradox Rift, I could buy Stellar Crown, Twilight I could still kind of get, but temporal forces always seemed like it was a little harder to get. And so yeah, I'm not fully convinced that this is really a restock of temporal forces. I'm not saying like I would agree, like it would probably be good for them to reprint the later sets like Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, Surging Sparks, maybe Stellar Crown, maybe. I don't know about that. But I just don't necessarily think that. I think that this is jumping the gun a little bit. And it might not be true that we have a restock of Temporal Forces. But yeah, like that's how my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. I don't want this to be like a big controversy, or I just like I just feel like I have this perspective that most people would not do, because how many people are gonna spend time tracking all this? Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thanks guys, bye.